Three.
Okay, ready? 3, 2,
1,
go.
Go.
You're never going to figure that out.
I'm going to find it. That's going to be great. It's going to be super helpful.
From conversations to the natural world to complete silence. So many of us focus on what's next rather than what is happening now. I'm Listening is a podcast that dissects the importance of listening.
This is I'm Listening, a podcast simply about the skill of listening. So yesterday, I had a thing as I was thinking about this episode. I kept running with the Bob Ross thing, right? This is just I don't know if we've ever had really kind of Bob Rossy type episodes, but this is just one of those, and it's about running water. It's about listening to running water. And there's only so much stuff we can talk about with running water, but we are going to also add in sounds of running water, right?
Yes.
To kind of create that Bob Ross-like effect, but being a podcast.
Happy little episode.
It's gonna be a happy little episode.
Just
think of the
little creek trickling down the valley.
Will you say it softer?
A trickling creek running down the valley. Is this our ASMR episode too?
Oh, that'd be fun.
I feel like I should be wearing my sweater vest.
Do you think you could be creative enough to like have a trickling creek playing in the background of you saying a trickling creek running downhill?
Yeah.
Take a moment to just envision a flowing river as you sit next to a pine bough. The cricket goes off in the distance. The salmon jumps out, catching the bug. Listen to the river. Listen to the running water. Do you think you can do that? But have a flowing river in the background while I'm saying that. That'd be really cool.
Flowing river in the background. You got it. No problem. Rolling down the river. Is that the Tina Turner version?
Of course.
Or is that the...
No, you got to do the Tina Turner version with the the frilly, sparkly, dressy thing.
Yeah. Power.
Rolling down the
vocals.
river. Why does running water matter? Why does listening to that matter? Who cares? This is our question, right? Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares about running water?
It's everywhere, though. Like that, the sound of running water, to calm or soothe, is in so many different places. We can't avoid it, but it's also effective. Like I'm always a fan of sitting next to the stream, if you will, or a fountain, or even those little gurgly things. What are those gurgly things? Those little bubbly boodly boos.
A drinking fountain?
I think I'm having a stroke. I'm trying to get to my notes here because I am not following my notes.
Oh, yeah,
and I don't know what the hell we are talking about.
I just pulled them up too. This is great. We have no plan on this, by the way. Do you think did Bob Ross have a plan? Or do you think that he just did it?
I bet at first he had a plan, but then he's like, I'm so good at this now. He gets like a rise out of going in without a plan to see if he can piece it together.
Because he would sit there and just be like, and we're just going to put a tree here now. But I don't think he planned that.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, no, you can't put a tree there. There's mountains. Oh, my gosh.
That's beautiful. And then he's like,
do that.
Yeah, and then we're going to make some crimson with some pure white with some sky blue. And you're like, you couldn't possibly. It's a shed. You put a little shed there. Of course that makes sense. I don't think he had a plan. Much like this podcast, we don't have a plan for this either. But we did do some storyboarding. We did do some research. It's not like we're going into this completely blind.
And the question was, why? Why do we listen to water? Yeah. What are the benefits of listening to running water? Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
Why is this a thing?
And we did a little bit of research, and it is a thing, but it's also been a thing since like the dawn of humanity. I'm pretty sure since the get-go we've needed water. We're always near water because we needed to consume water to live. When we didn't need to do that anymore, because we could carry it, we could, get wells, we could do other things and bring the water to us. Then it turned into, well, actually, it's kind of nice to be by the water.
So you think it started more as that, like, oh, I hear a fresh trickling stream. That means I'm going to survive another day.
I think it's inherent in us that we find comfort in water, because if you don't have water, you are not comfortable. But once we didn't have to worry about survival and finding the water, we still wanted to be near it. It still had an effect on us, and we still enjoyed listening to it.
Well, the other origin theory I've heard about the why we like running water is the womb inside the mother's womb, and listening to the mother's heartbeat or the mother talking or the through the fluid.
So you're going
The look on Drew's face just now.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, that's science. I like science.
It's another theory in regards to why we find this pleasant.
It's a great theory. I can't argue with that theory at all whatsoever. We talked about rivers and creeks and streams. We haven't really talked about waves. Think about the effect of going to the ocean or going by the lake and there's some waves and just listening to the crashing waves. It's delightful. It kind of drowns out, get it? It drowns out the rest of the stuff that's overstimulating your brain. So we talked about this in the white noise episodes, and it's very similar where you kind of have this,
just going to say
this rumble or this kind of repetitive sound. It takes the other sounds away from you and it allows your brain to focus a little bit more instead of thinking about all of the other things going on. And it actually calms you because your brain settles because you're focused on listening to this kind of repetitive whitewash type sound. And it actually helps you calm down and it relaxes you. And that's why it's important. And that's why sitting next to a river is quite enjoyable. That's why sitting on a beach and listening to the waves is quite enjoyable. That's why sitting next to a waterfall, although it's very stimulating with, visually, it's also very relaxing and calming.
Yeah, you've listed out different sounds there too, because like the trickling of a creek is a very different sound than a waterfall or white water, right? Because I think that waterfall sound is going back to what you're referring to with our white noise episode, our color noise episode. I think that was within the brown noise category, where it has that soothing effect. So we get that white noise, brown noise, whatever, from the waterfall effect. But the trickling, babbling creek in our Bob Ross episode.
A little creek. A little happy creek.
A little happy creek. It's a different sound. Yeah. That's a different sound.
Agreed. Have you ever been to Niagara Falls?
Yes.
That is terrifying.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It is also It's like 11 billion gallons of water per second. It's huge. It's this. I don't find it very calming because it's so chaotic. It's
powerful.
It's very powerful. I mean, I don't know. It was cool and fascinating and neat to see, but I didn't get this calming effect.
You're not like, I'm going to lull myself into a nap.
No, I'm going to be terrified a little bit because it's so powerful. It's like, too much.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, it's too much.
If I step too close to this edge, I'm dead.
It's too much.
Too much. Okay, so a smaller waterfall sound is good, but too much
Too
is
much of a
bad.
good thing is no bueno.
No
Mhm.
bueno. As he drinks his water.
Well, water's very important, Brandt.
Okay, so we talked about these theories of where this comes from. The evolutionary side of evolving around water, the developmental side of developing in the womb, the sensory and perception part of listening to white noise.
All right. I'm going to put a little pause in this podcast real quick. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to pee.
Because we've been talking about water.
We've been talking about water, rushing water. I've been listening to a lot of streams, and we're in our mid 40s. I'm in my late 40s. You're in your mid 40s, and we how old are you?
We're like a couple months apart.
I just feel so much older than you. So we're in our late 40s now, and if you're in your late 40s and you're which was really funny because we were storyboarding this. I know it doesn't sound like it at all, but we did actually do some preparation for this episode. And we were, you brought up peeing, that when you listen to a river, all of a sudden you have to pee because it mimics the sound.
It's true.
It is. It's
You hear
actually true. You listen to a river.
I want to hear from people if the sound of running water makes you feel like you have got to pee. It's a thing.
It is totally a thing. And then our dumbass brains went to Adam Sandler's "They're All Gonna Laugh at You" album, which was this amazing comedic album that he put out in 1993. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's on the YouTubes. And he has a 2-minute and 30-second track, if you will. And it's called "The Longest Pee."
It's a really long pee. It just keeps going.
I think we'll just leave that one there. So, caution, if you listen to that one, you're probably going to have to pee. But we couldn't think about running water without thinking about urination, because they're all tied together. Because once you listen to that, it actually reminds your body of what that sound is, and there's actually a reaction in your body that makes you now have to go pee. You didn't have to before, but now you do.
Goes back to that classical conditioning of that sound associated with that makes us feel like, oh yeah, I should go do that. I should go pee.
That's right. I have to go pee right now. So I did.
I thought you were going to do like a PSA for getting your prostate checked or something.
Hey, you know what? If that's what this leads to, if this saves a life, do it. Do it. Go get yourself checked out. There is a downside of running water. It's not all puppy dogs, rainbows, and trout fishes, and streams and water bugs.
Not all sounds of running water are calming. There are sounds of water that are also very annoying. One for me is the dripping faucet.
Awful.
Just that slow.
Drip. Drip. Oh, I can't wait for you to put in that sound effect. Drip. Drip.
Just incessant dripping. It drives me nuts. I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right. So we got dripping faucet. It is springtime here in the Midwest, and we have had a tremendous amount of rain.
Record amount of rain. Since we've been recording rainfall and snowfall amounts, we've had a record rain in Wisconsin and Michigan this year. It's not
like it's bad.
It's not good. It's bad. There's a lot of flooding, a lot of infrastructure getting wiped out, a lot of homes getting wiped out, a lot of land getting wiped out. It's a lot of water. We don't know what to do with it.
Not to turn this episode into anything else but a weather report, but there have been more tornado warnings in the state of Wisconsin than there were in like the state of Oklahoma or something like that. It was like some bizarre, crazy stuff, crazy weather this spring. Not great, not good at all. But back to running water. Not only the dangers of literally evacuations of towns on river edges, but also those that manage sump pumps. It's a terrible sound.
You've got a sump pump in your basement that I often will hear about from you, just being like, you get triggered by this. This thing goes off, and you're like, what?
Why?
What's going to happen?
Thanks for asking, Brandt. Let me get into this quite a bit here. I'm really glad you brought this up. So if you live in a house that has a sump pump, and it starts running, it should trigger your brain to be like, oh my gosh, like if that stops running, I'm going to flood my basement, which has happened to us before a couple of times. Not an enjoyable experience at all whatsoever. With the amount of rain that we had, which was record breaking, I had to manage this for almost 2 weeks straight. I had 3 sump pumps running at one time, and I kept my basement dry, which was amazing and a tremendous feat, but not without taking its toll on me. Are you familiar with Schrodinger's cat?
Schrodinger's cat, yeah.
Let me talk to you about this, because this is an interesting thing. Schrodinger's cat is a 1935 quantum physics thought experiment devised by Erwin Schrodinger to illustrate the absurdity of the Copenhagen interpretation when applied to everyday objects. I just thought that up. I'm not reading this at all.
You just thought that up.
Really
wow.
good.
I was like, man,
I've got this thing dialed in.
You really got this
dialed
down.
in today, Brandt. It describes a cat in a sealed box that, due to being linked to a random subatomic event, is simultaneously alive and dead, a state known as superposition, until observed. Mm-hmm. So now that you've got that figured out, you might hear about Schrodinger's cat, right? It's the summary of all of what I just set out by memory, is that if you put a cat in a box, which is a very bizarre thing to think about, but that's what he did. You put a cat in a box, it's both dead and alive at the same time.
It is dead or alive at the same time. You don't know until you observe it.
It is dead and alive at the exact same time, but you don't know until it's observed.
Or if it occurs or doesn't occur.
Correct.
Yeah.
I compare this to sump pumps.
It's a long explanation for your sump pumps.
In the comparison, which is a stretch by any means, but I call it Schrodinger's sump pump because if the sump pump is off, it is both good and bad. And if the sump pump is on, it is both good and bad. You follow me there? This is really important shit.
Wow.
Really important shit.
Really deep.
Yeah. So if your sump pump is running, it's good and bad.
Yeah.
And if your sump pump is off, it is both good and bad.
So in quantum theory, what the hell is going on in your basement right now?
Well, it's dry and it's off.
And now there's a dead cat.
That is also alive until observed.
In his basement.
I can't wait to see how that...
Drinking water from the sump pump.
Or it's dead because the sump pump is no longer running and there is no longer water. It's a tiny little cat.
I'm glad it only took us like 27 minutes to completely derail this.
It's a tiny little cat drinking from the stream next to the red shed, next to the pretty little pine trees.
I also think of, you're talking about rain and flooding, and when you hear drips in your house that you're not supposed to hear, when water's coming through. This happens a lot, like in older houses in the winter with ice dams, and all of a sudden water's dripping in. That it is a horrible feeling. It is not very calming.
Yep. I think when we talked about this before, it was like where water is supposed to be is great. Where water is not supposed to be is awful. Water is supposed to be outside of your house. That's great. Water inside of your house is bad. Water in rivers is great. Water outside of rivers is bad.
Yeah, we're really kind of dialing this back into how we relate to water and how it impacts us psychologically.
It's a big deal. And listening in particular.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have like needing to drink water and bathing and all of the other reasons why we utilize water. But the act of just listening to running water has a tremendous impact on us psychologically.
Yeah. Both good and bad. Look at that. We made a point.
Just like Schrodinger.
We actually did something.
What other things we need to talk about? It's springtime. I was woken up this morning a little earlier than anticipated, about 4:15, by a nice spring shower. It wasn't 2 inches of rain. I didn't have to worry about my basement. It wasn't blowing 20 miles an hour. It was just a nice spring shower this morning. It was lovely. I had my window cracked open. I was able to listen to the sound of the rain. It was lovely. We've talked about this with our springtime episode. Like, there's some great things that have to do with this. But again, you get too much of something, and all of a sudden there's 2 or 3 inches of rain that's falling for days on end, and all of a sudden your basement and sump pumps and everything goes haywire.
When we started talking about this, I was thinking, oh, this is a universal thing, that the sound of the babbling brook is calming and soothing to everyone, and the sound of raging Niagara Falls or a dripping faucet is a negative sound to everyone. And I'm like, wait, I'm not there. I'm not convinced that it's universal. I think it is, but I was like, okay, well, what are sounds of water that one person might love and another person might fear? And your talk of the rain coming in made me think of that, because when I hear a storm coming in and rain coming in, I'm like, oh, this is great. It's soothing. It's exciting. When my kids hear it, they're like, no, thunderstorm. Right. It's very different emotional responses to the same thing. It's not universal what emotion we get out of the sounds of water. A lot of it is, but sometimes the fountain in the mall isn't going to do it for everybody.
That is a great segue, because that's what I was just going to talk about. Fountains. So we've talked about kind of these naturally made items, but we really haven't talked about the man-made stuff. Now we are creating these significant water features to replicate what we're drawn to in nature in the city, in an enclosed space. The lady who cuts my hair has a nice little fountain in the corner of the salon. Yeah. Why is that? It's just a calming noise.
That's calming. And also in a mall setting, it covers sound. We go back to that white noise, brown noise sound it's all those frequencies of sound all together at the same time that masks all the other sounds that are going on. So it makes it more soothing and calming than chaotic, if you will.
So something like a shopping mall with lots of people, food court, that can be overstimulating.
Yeah.
So what's a tactic to be able to calm you down in that atmosphere to make it a more enjoyable experience? Put in a big old water fountain right in the middle of it, or near the busiest intersections. A little bit of research here shows that Victor Gruen, Gruen, an Austrian-born architect who designed the first enclosed shopping mall in Edina, Minnesota, largely credited with introducing fountains and other civic elements to indoor shopping centers. It wasn't just fountains, it was also skylights to bring in natural light instead of just having neon lights. It was just the way that they were designed. So, the walking paths and things of that to be able to walk around a little bit. You had some of the natural light. You had these significant fountains in the malls to give it some calming measures as well. So just really interesting tactics to put a lot of people inside, but bring outside inside. Victor Gruen, 1950s.
1950s. I was just thinking about that too. I'm like, okay, there's fountains inside. There's also like what was around before malls and people were gathering together. Were there fountains there? And I go back to, I think of the Trevi fountain, Fontana di Trevi in Rome. And it's this big, beautiful fountain. It's huge, but it does kind of the same thing where it's this big piece of art, but two, there's the noise of the water that comes with that in a public square, in a public setting that makes it kind of soothing.
Yeah, we went right to like the mall indoor piece, but it's also to bring that fountain to larger cities or to more centralized outdoor locations because they've been around for a very, very long time. First one in the United States is credited to early 1800s in Philadelphia. Fountains have been around for centuries.
Yeah.
Just to calm people and to bring a focal point and a calming nature to places of high stress, higher population, etc.
I'm going off script here, but now my brain's going, wait a minute, motorized.
Now you're going off script?
To move the water through it. I've been going off script this whole fucking time.
Have we been on script?
No.
Hold on, everybody. Brandt's
Wait
going
a
off.
minute.
Wait a minute. Brandt's going off script because this has been so scripted. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Go on.
No. Okay, so the fountain in the mall probably has a little motor in it to get the water moving through it, right?
For sure.
Okay, that fountain you're talking about in the 1800s, the Trevi Fountain in Rome, built in the 1700s, they didn't have a little motor to get that water moving. Mm-hmm. They did not have a motor. Where did the water come from?
That is a great question because it wasn't due to electricity.
No. I go back to the running stream or the systems that are human-made to move and lever water. Like fountains are almost that expression of, I don't know, appreciation or awe or look at this. We have moving, running water. It is a beautiful thing.
To answer your question, they utilized gravity.
Gravity. I've heard of it.
Gravity. Brandt, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is that before I thought, oh yeah, sounds of running water is calming. I never really thought about why. So going back into that evolutionary piece of our relationship to water and how those sounds of water are so ingrained in us to what makes it calming or what makes it fearful is kind of cool. I have not gone there before. What about you? What was your takeaway?
I guess my biggest takeaway, I would agree with that. I was not thinking about that kind of innate, natural reliance on water that we all know about, but how that pertains to listening to it, not just consuming it.
Yeah.
And the actual physical effects of listening to it have on the human body, as well as obviously the requirement of it to exist. The irony of water of just enough is perfect, too much is devastating. Not enough is also devastating. It's this weird, like there just has to be kind of this perfect amount of rain, perfect amount of river water, perfect amount of anything like that. Otherwise it turns into flooding, devastation, starvation if there isn't any water.
Yeah.
So it's just it's an interesting, maybe irony is the right word. I don't know. It just has to be just right.
Yeah. So you kind of took that from like a personal level of, as you're drinking your water right now, of water for yourself.
Just enough.
Water in your house, water in your community, in your country. Like, too much or too little. Interesting. I like that.
And think about how much we spend and how much human capital is utilized to get water where it needs to be, take water from when there's too much, put water where there's, it's just we put a lot of effort into getting just enough water to all of the places that need it.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway. I don't know whose topic this was. Was this your topic? Probably. It was pretty good.
I don't know whose topic it was, but it was a good one.
It was our topic, and it was just the right amount of topic.
Just the right amount. And we're going to end this here with a little sun kiss here off the waves of the river that flow down from the mountain through the meadows. There's a little deer drinking from the river.
A little cat. There's Schrodinger's cat just sipping, lapping some water from the river next to the snowy mountains, next to
cat is drinking and not drinking.
Pretty little trees. With that, Brandt, thank you for this wonderful episode.
Oh, thank you. All right. Until next time.
In the description of this podcast, you will find more information and a list of any of the sources that we used.
This podcast is created and produced by Drew Richmond and Brandt Christofferson, editing by me, and the I'm Listening theme music by Drew.
That's me.
That's you.
Brandt, I will talk to you later, my friend.
We'll see you next time.
Yeehaw!
Have a good one, Drew.
Bye, Brandt. Now, we need to do a little YouTube thing.
Oh, yeah. Hello, YouTubes.
This is new. We weren't doing nothing over the last 6 months, folks, since season 4 and the kickoff of season 5. We were working on the tubes. The YouTube. Your tubes. Is that how it is? It's you on the YouTube. No, that's gross.
Tied my tubes?
No. Stop that. That's disgusting. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, we've been on YouTube all along. We are now dabbling with posting videos? Question mark.
Yeah. Some additional content. So go to YouTube, in the search bar, find I'm_listening podcast. Find it with our logo and make sure you click on it and subscribe. We would love to get subscribers. And then one of the only podcasts in the world that's dedicated to the skill of listening can continue to rise up in its popularity, because we believe that if everybody listened just a little bit more, the world would be a better place. Find us, I'm_listening podcast. Click on it and subscribe.